Yo, what's going on, boys? Just got done with some cardio here. Sometimes I feel like I stutter over my words, so bear with me. I feel like Elon sometimes, but it is what it is. I'm working on it. Just got done with some cardio. Did 5 minutes on the stairs, then we did legs, followed by abs. Guys, sometimes people ask me, can you get abs by doing ab workouts? Like, what is the ab workout that's going to give me abs? And that doesn't exist. Okay, all that does is build up your core muscles. And that's great for every other exercise, but it's not going to give you abs, okay? That really does come down to your macros, lower body percentage, that kind of thing. So keep that in mind. Then we finished by doing a mile run. I don't run all the time, but I did run today. And then 5 minutes of an incline walking, about 2.5 mile an hour pace, followed by 15 minutes on the stairs. So it was kind of a circuit. And all in all, 30 minutes, and it felt really good. So, yeah. Get your cardio in. I had a little bit of a sinus thing going on, and it cleared right up after that, so that's pretty awesome. It can help literally prevent disease, so that's awesome. You know, everybody was getting sick, and I haven't been sick, so it's great. I want to talk about being responsible. All right, now it kind of goes hand in hand with the being accountable, but at the same time, it is your responsibility to do what it is you need to do. So, for example, me filming these videos. Okay, I used to do this 5 years ago. I thought, I don't need to do this anymore, and it just was in my heart to have to come back and make these videos. So here we are. It's my responsibility, okay, Lord, that I have to come and make these videos. And this is what we're doing. For mindset, for fitness, for becoming a better person, just overall self-development. But I feel like 5 years ago I didn't have as much experience as I do now. And so, you know, I don't like talking about things I don't know about. Makes sense, right? So there you go. Talk about this idea of feeling stuck. Okay, some of us feel stuck in our jobs, some of us feel stuck with our family or the situation we're in. Okay, we all have problems. I know that. And someone is always worse off than you. And it's puts it a little bit of in perspective. You know, I was looking at the stars the other night and I was like, look how small Jupiter is and how many Earths can fit in that planet, but it's not even the size of my hair. And so that really put in perspective like how small we really are, but also how important we really are in the grand scheme of things. Think about it. Like, I was thinking this the other day, I was like, because I witnessed the full solar eclipse and just recently, and I was like, how is it that the moon and the sun align so perfect that the diamond at the very end shines like a bright, just so much beauty, and that the best solar eclipses that scientists have come up with are the ones that are here on Earth, right? Such beauty. So the idea of you being alive, okay, the odds of you even being here are so small that it has to be significant. Does that make sense? And so, you know, I often wonder what is the meaning of life and all this other stuff, but you can't just let your life slip away. We've got to take responsibility for our entire life. For those around us, maybe not so much. It's their responsibility to take care of their situation as well. If your kid goes off and does something crazy and you taught them right, I mean, if they're an adult, it really is their issue at that point. Okay, they can't come back and blame you for being a bad parent because you did your very best. And if your other kids turned out right, there's absolutely no reason to think that way. Okay, that recently happened to somebody I know, and you know, I just try to encourage them a little bit. You know, the Air Force, okay, that's something I'm working on right now. They talk about excellence in all you do. Always being the best. Always putting your best foot forward. We're not doing that if we're not being responsible, okay? If we're not being accountable for what we're doing. Trying to blame everybody else. You know, I just got used to just saying, hey, it's my fault. It's my fault again. You know, before, I used to blame my brother for everything because he was always in trouble. So I'm like, here, I'll just give it to him because they're just expected at this point. But honestly, that was the wrong move. And I started taking control of my actions for my own things. Even if it was somebody else that was in my near circle, that I was the leader of. Does that make sense? The other thing I wanted to mention was the fact that life does have consequences. There is a cause and effect. You do something, this is going to happen. If I drive my car right off this edge and it explodes and that's it, then that was my own doing. That was my consequence. brings me to an interesting point, and that is the fact that you can't love somebody unless they feel free. And free is free will. Just the way God loves us. We're free to do whatever we want. You don't have to do anything. Because how could somebody love you? How could your wife or your girlfriend love you if they feel like they're tied down to you and they have to be there? They should want to be there. And that's the difference. But that's for another video. And then the last point I wanted to make was your reticular activation system. Your RAS is something that we basically, if you think of like this car right here, '02 Camaro. Well, I never really saw them until I got one. Now I see them everywhere. Why is that? Because what we focus on expands. So if we're focused on negativity, all we're going to see is that. We're going to see people's horrible stories. We're going to see why the world is so bad and unfair against everybody, which is true. But you don't need to focus 100% on that, because then that's going to expand and that's going to be your entire world and you're not going to know anything else. So what we do is we focus on things that are good. Like the race car driver that's running into he doesn't want to hit the wall. But I don't want to hit the wall. So he's like subconsciously thinking about not hitting the wall, but he's still thinking of hitting the wall. He needs to be focused on driving over here, not focused on the wall. Does that make sense? So whatever we're focused on expands. So if we feel stuck in our jobs or whatever, and we don't think there's a way out, that's going to expand. And we're going to get very frustrated and upset, and try to blame everybody else. We've got to take responsibility for our actions. And I think that's just a great way to go. So anyway, boys, that's all I got for this video. Going to be doing some more in the car here, taking a trip, and should be pretty good. I'm excited. And yeah, happy 2025. Hope you guys are getting it already. Make sure that your goals are written down and you're going after them, because if they're up in your head and you haven't written them down yet because you're being lazy, you need to get them down, because they're not going to happen. Okay? And if they do happen, they're not going to happen in your timeline you need to, because they're not written down. It's not a priority. Things that are a priority will be important to you. So, anyway, boys, in a world full of fakeness and deception, keep dominating your reality. I'll see you in the next one.